like the videos more than the lives for now, but um, you know, let's see how it goes. So Monday morning, right off the bat, we got a little bit of news. Not much in the morning. But, the London sessions that don't have any like news between in the like kill zone, basically the 2 to ICT says 2 to 5 a.m. So within that time frame, a lot of times those Mondays are like the random Mondays that GBP USD will move really nice, specifically GU. EU, I don't really pay attention to, but I'm sure it's probably got some nice Monday morning moves as well. So I think, God willing, maybe tomorrow morning we will just see and observe for an hour and a half, because I like to look at 2 a.m. to 3:30, and if that time frame really gives me something nice, then I'll usually stick with it. Let's put y'all back to the window again. So other than that, we got the little Chicago's purchasing managers. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about all this. This red here though for EU, that might be good. That might mean as we're crossing over into 7 a.m. there may be a nice move for EU. So I just kind of pay attention to that. I need to see a clear setup. That's all I'm looking for is a clear setup. Then as Tuesday hits, I think these are going to be some nice markets. This is something to watch out for. Um, this red ISM manufacturing PMI. It's not like a popular one, or to my knowledge at least, but the fact that it's got the red and then a similar, medium impact right up all at the same time, like I would be waiting until close to 9:45, 10. Really want to wait until 10 because the market's going to go up and down probably at that point in time. So that's what we kind of want to pay attention to and see what's going to happen. And then I think that if there's a nice move Tuesday, then Wednesday might be a turning point day because you see all this. Look at this stuff. You have number one, we're a week away from election day, November 8th, election day, right? I believe it's November 8th. It's the Tuesday. Yeah, pretty sure November 8th, right? So we're preparing for all that. But you got the Fed monetary policy, you got ADP employment, like all this red, plus the FOMC speech and the Fed interest rate. This is the one. You don't want to be around this Fed. I mean, fed up waiting for these people. You don't want to be around none of that. You feel me? So you want to be careful and watch out for Wednesday this week, I think, because that's a chance that it's going to be, the market may be a little bit wild. But I think if the market is wild, and even waiting until like 2 o'clock on Wednesday, you can still find a nice move after that FOMC. Kind of clears things if you're willing to kind of play with that. But me personally, I'm not. I say that and I probably take a trade, so I don't even know. But that's just, I don't know, just still working on being disciplined. If I say I'm not going to trade Wednesday, I'd rather not do it. Because at least I'm doing what I said I was going to do, Anyways, Thursday, if Wednesday is a small range, then we might have some nice Thursday movement. Look at all this red. Now, this stuff might even be stuff to stay away from. Like, I wouldn't be trading this until clear after 8. But then, look, you got freaking Governor Bailey's speech. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I wouldn't want to trade nothing until after 8:30. But then you got, after 8:30, you got another 10 a.m. So this is like a day that, like, probably like Wednesday and Thursday are going to be interesting. Like, there might be a move there, or it might just be chopped, or it might be crazy price action. So, not to mention that this week is non-farm payroll. So ICT's rules are Monday, Tuesday, then Wednesday at like until 7 a.m. Basically, the end of the London session, you can trade, is what ICT suggests. Even though he himself will probably be giving us an example of trading on these days and stuff, but you really have to navigate that stuff carefully. So I think no matter where I am in my trading career, I think it's smart for me personally to say, yeah, chill out. Let's just not trade on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of NFP week, because that's what people get cut up, and then I can be looking at my account skyrocket in the next 3 weeks of the month, So we ain't even gonna go over this because y'all already know what this is. We really focus on Monday, because I think NFP weeks too, a lot of times there's like just nice Monday movement because no one is expecting a move because they're like, oh, there's no news. But sometimes there may be some nice moves. So God willing, let's wake up tomorrow morning. And let's see, between 2 a.m. and 3:30. if I can get me a nice live session. And then from there, shoot, I don't know, I might stay up or I don't know, maybe edit some videos until work. But yeah, anyways, so that's that. Let's take a look at the markets. I made a video last week, kind of, let me see where that video is. If you go to my page, let's bring the page over. Got me a nice new trading setup. I might share that with y'all. Oh, here we go. Is that what's on? Alright, so if you go to my page, look at that boy. Oh, no, this wasn't new. There you go. Let's go over. Let's see. As we're loading here, I made a video last week. I believe it was Thursday or Friday, kind of going over what I thought might happen in the market. I'm live right now, of course. But this video, oh, it says 2 days ago. So it must have been Friday. Yeah. But I just kind of talked through, what I thought was going on, and I did a little trade review as well. So I think that what I want to do is talk through it again, just to see, because some days opened up. Let me just see what's going on right now. Number one, what I had done, I did take a trade, though I said I wouldn't. I still did on Friday, and it had everything that I wanted in the trade setup, from a breaker, high, low, high. There was a fair value gap on the lower time frames. Now this is EU. Did I take it in EU or did I take it in G? I think I took it in GU. It looks like I took it in both though. Let me see. Yeah, it's like I took it just for fun in both. But I had seen, high, low, high, high breaker. We touched the higher fair value gap. It was a weekly fair value gap up there. And we'll go over that here in a second. And then essentially I was thinking maybe price might come down here and attack these lows, leave this open for potential runs again today. As you see today, we've already began to run higher, which means we're going lower in the DXY most likely, right? I got my bias here, what I've been thinking about. And so my thought process behind this was, number one, on the hour chart, what do we have? You look here, this is normally we have the breaker, we have the order block here, highs up close candle here within this range. Then you have this fair value gap here. I have a green zone here because we're going to go down to the 15-minute, and I'm going to show you again that I saw an order block, these 3 up close candles, right? And then let's just zoom in so you can see clearly because it's kind of far out. So order block, 1, 2, 3 up close candles, right? And fair value gap across from it, right under it. So basically, price traded up into it once and then came back and touched it when the news jumped in the market. And I went ahead and I put some heat down on this thing. You feel me? Just to see. And then I was like, I don't know. Essentially, I thought that we were gonna, since we had wicked out so far into the zone that I was anticipating running away from, that we were gonna get some more movement, but we just never did. Then we got a big bullish candle, and you see, I just basically got out here as price started to push up. It gives you, right? It gives you exactly where I got out, right there, that little arrow right there. That's nice. Interesting. Yeah. So I got out of both of those. But yeah, same thing in EU, but my thought process was that maybe price might give us, this weekly, some retracement back into, the all of this, right? So we got a little bit of it when we just touched the order block here. Not the order block, the fair value gap. This is the weekly fair value gap. Right, and then we go ahead and get rid of my execution arrows. So you can actually see, gotta love the execution arrows. Yeah, you see, you got a fair value gap right there. And so price had touched it perfectly and then was running away from it slightly, but it did not pan out because it was down. It was way down here as I was trading it last week. And obviously came back up and closed here. So now it looks like we have opened here come down as if to potentially touch some PD arrays down in this range. But even here, you can see there was a daily fair value gap, and price basically came in, rebalanced, touched it perfectly, the edge of this fair value gap. But maybe not. It left a little bit of space, and now it looks like it's going to be off to the races. I think we are going to go into this weekly fair value gap. If we look back at the chart, this is the weekly fair value gap. I'm going to go ahead and put the consequential encroachment, which is the midpoint, and just see what that tells us as well, because we want to be looking to see what price is going to do around that area anyways. But yeah, let's go to the DXY as well. But after I put this consequential encroachment, let's go ahead and do that. So, 50%. Change my color. Yeah, it's been a nice little weekend, I have to say. I'm excited just to be blessed and back trading again with y'all, man. This is something that I really love to do. And I'm glad that I found this, man. I gotta go over that story. Once, I don't know, one of these days, if people care enough, maybe I don't care if they care or not. I may just go through my story, but I'll probably wait until it's significant enough that, it matters for people to view at least. It matters to me, but I don't want to give y'all all of that if you don't, you know what I'm saying? You don't want it, but it seems like what we've already done in the opening is kind of come down a little bit. But I feel as though we may be bullish. So I'm going to get rid of my OB here because I just kind of went over it. But matter of fact, though, I'm going to keep it there just because I'm going to probably make a video about it. Yeah, you already see price jumping out of this area. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to take this. No, matter of fact, though, this would be an order block, correct? This would technically, let's kind of see what we're thinking here. Let's go back to a higher time frame and make it a little bit more clear. I might actually leave this so I can just draw this up. Once I get back into what I'm looking at. So this here's the order block. We're looking at the 4 hour. Here's the daily 4 hour. Alright, what I usually do is try to get the clearest picture with the daily or the 4 hour. Then I go to the 2 hour, 1 hour, 30, 15. Now my 5 minute and 3 minute are for active trading. So I really don't look at those as I'm making like a prediction or thought about what may happen if I'm not actually like trading. But as I'm analyzing the market in general, for example, a day like this Sunday that I don't trade, I do like to see between a 1, 2, and 4, which is the clearest picture. And what PE arrays is price really reacting off of. So we already seen in that video last Friday, I gave y'all this fair value gap that price basically hit just about the midpoint. I believe it's right somewhere around here. I think it just went past it. And you got a little fair value gap here in the 4 hour. The prices already came down untouched. I can get rid of this breaker because it's not significant, even though it looks like it is because the price touched it, but it's not significant to what I'm talking about. And right now, I'm just paying attention to this 4 hour order block. Now, I feel like maybe sometimes people can be confused with why this order block, why that order block. Let's use the body right now. And I think, like ICT always says to us, like, it's the field. Obviously, you want to be looking in the direction of the higher time frame bias. Whatever your bias is, you're looking at order blocks in that direction, right? So if I'm looking bullish, I'm looking at the order block with a down post candle. If I was looking bearish, I'd be looking at like this as an order block, right? The up post candle. But I have a video coming out. I'm not sure if it's this week. It might be next week. It might be next week. Let's see. It might be next week. That I have a video coming out starting to explain, kind of walk through bias. It might be not this week, but next week. That I feel like it might be very helpful to a lot of folks. I think ICT does a great job of explaining his bias and how he goes through it, but it's nice to see how other people use it too. So I've got a video. Okay, so that video is gonna come out. How ICT determines bias, November 8th. Okay, so that's how we're gonna do that. Y'all will see that video come out November 8th, and hopefully I can help y'all out. I already launched that video on TradingView unedited, so you can see that if you wanted to on TradingView under my profile, the Brainless Trader. But yeah, so if we're looking now, this is a 4 hour. So the thing with the order blocks, I like gotta label them because if you're looking at a different chart, you will be like, where's the order block? Where's this? Where's that? You gotta know which one you're looking at. So looking at this, you want to be looking at, okay, how is the 4 hour reacting to this? And it's already got the fair value gap over here, right? You don't have to tabulate it. You can clearly see it, right? But what I do like to do is put the midpoint. So there you go. This is what I was talking about. It's basically just past the midpoint, just past 50% that it did last Friday. So it is looking nice, and I have to say that I've learned to pay attention to fair value gaps first and foremost. Than any other period, I feel like if you see a clear, like if you see a price reacting off of a fair value gap clearly, it's probably a telltale sign that the chart is choosing a direction, right? So it seems to me that when I've traded against like a large gap, I talked about this in a live like earlier this year. Like when I try to trade against large gaps, and you're already kind of borderline, going in that direction, it just don't end up going right. And price usually will touch it and just run away. So when you get a touch like that, you really have to be aware, because price could literally, do what it did. And to me, it's looking like it's majorly bullish right now, short term. We just got to see if price is going to blow through this fair value gap, this weekly fair value gap, and if it does, then you're looking at price to hit high, right? This is liquidity, relative equal highs, right? Here and here, and then you got nice little fair value gap here on the 4 hour. You got more relative equal highs here. These are more relative, these two, but this is the highs and this is the body. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna get rid of this. I don't know why this black is here. Oh, I know why. Because the price did react off of this when it was coming down, probably. But yeah, and then from there, I think let's go back to the daily and just see what clear order blocks or fair value gaps, right? So there's another fair value gap that if we were to eclipse all this would be my next thought process as a target. And I don't know if this was this. Alright. There you go. Let's get rid of that. What's this? Oh, this is something from a video. Let's get rid of that. And then alright, what's going on, viewer? See one concurrent viewer. How you doing? This is what my thoughts are basically for this week. So as we're looking, right, I'm seeing that number one, I'm thinking bullish for the foreign currency. Next targets would be the weekly fair value gap, which we basically already touched. We're about to blow through it. Seems like we got a high, right? And this fair value gap right here. So I'm going to go ahead and tabulate that because that would be my next thought process as far as a legitimate target. And obviously above that fair value gap, you got highs, relatively equal highs there. So, and then after that, you could say that this fair value gap could be next. Now we just drop from here to here since price has already gone up into it. But we can leave that. We can leave that for another day because I really want to see price blow through this and blow through these highs for me to be like, all right. Because at some point there's going to be some sort of retracement probably small, but there will be something, right? Because if you're looking at these daily candles, even we had price blow through the fair value gap the first time, immense retracement, correct? So at some point after prices blown through already this high, then these, you got to see something coming back down into this fair value gap or something, right? Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and just leave this here. This is a daily fair value gap as opposed to a weekly fair value gap. And let's confirm this theory by looking at the DXY. So in the DXY, what's interesting is that obviously we're already we've been majorly bullish, right? Just obvious, just so obvious, right? Majorly bullish. But as we came back, well, I've seen a couple things that have made me think that we could be bearish, right? We fell short of this higher time frame target, the fair value gap. This was a fair value gap from 2002, I believe. And obviously, he's got the consequential encouragement midpoint. But then, as you look on the 4-hour, you got price. I posted about this last week. Price giving us a nice little breaker, high, low, higher, high. Let's go ahead and zoom into that, right? Higher, high, nose down, close candle, breaker, read it across, prices touched it one time, right? Traded past it, carried the fair value gap, traded back into that fair value gap, touched the midpoint or just the entire breaker once. Again, I just count all this as one touch, right? You could say that this is 1, 2, but this is all within the same, week, basically. Price hovering around this area. Then 1, 2, 3, third touch, right? And each time you touched it, price ran away fast. Touch, ran away, then came back and ran away again, right? Then came back, ran away. Now we've got large fair value gaps, and that's why I put this into my eyes. ICT likes to use the actual eye emoji on TradingView, but I like the little, whatever this is, it's like a little fox looking thing. This is just my thoughts and what I'm looking at, right? We got fair value gaps open, consequential encroachments not even being touched. And then another thing is that the fact that when we look at the weekly chart, we have this weekly order block, right? I'm just looking at the wick portion of this down close candle, right? As prices traded from this range to here, this range, right? Low to high. This this order block has an extremely long wick, which I use completely as an order block itself. And what's funny is that price traded all the way down into, let's go ahead and take everything off the chart. If you're looking at the order block, if you look at it, right, the wick, price traded all the way down into it and basically touched the top, the bottom of that zone that I have, but you can say the top of the body of this order block, and ran back. It didn't run back, the majority of the candle, but it did run back, right? So now it's like, okay, what's really going on here? And then when you put everything back, you not only have price having traded all the way through it, and you go back down to the lower time frames, like prices closed on the daily, in the entirety of that order block. Now, this was where I'm kind of trying to figure out what's going on, because you see how like the symmetry of the fact that it closed here, it really I don't know, it's almost too perfect. That's what I'm saying, right? So like it's almost too perfect. The fact that it stopped right here instead of closing past the order block. So I'm still thinking currently with the breaker and the fact that we traded basically the entire order block, closed within it, didn't close past it, but we still have left open for value gaps. Like my thoughts are short-term bearish, right? You just gotta see what's the price gonna do attacking this fair value gap, right? And this price gonna attack these relatively good lows. These look really good. Some nice lows, and then another fair value gap in between. I guess this is a fair value gap, but the lows kind of cover it. So if price attacks the lows, it's going to attack this fair value gap. But this is the one because it's got an order block right there, right? And then not only it's got this order block, but it's got, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, this range as well. And it kind of lines up with that order block as well, with fair value gaps below as well, plus another low. So it's like I can see some downside targets. You know what I'm saying? So if it's time, it's time. I just gotta be in line with what's going on. So I think this week will determine a lot of it because obviously this is a volatile week, and then the rest of November essentially until Thanksgiving, we're going to be looking to see if price is going to give us that continued bearish type of look, or if we're going to jump back up like we've been doing. I think basically like similar to this breaker, like we had a breaker high, low high. It was down close candle with a long plus a fair value gap. We was off to the races, and then all of a sudden we hit an order block here, right? We hit an order block, and then we just go all the way back up completely. So we'll have to see, right? Because even here, we had a fair value gap, and it's like once that fair value gap got closed in, right? Close past that fair value gap, you should know, okay, yeah, we might have some trading past the highs, some retracement, but then you still know that there's really more targets not back to the upside. Plus, it was already bullish. So on the opposing side, I'm thinking like if we can continue to hit these lows, we're going to be bearish, especially if we get what I was looking at here. We have a trend line phantom on the 4-hour forming. The price is already kind of trading through it a little bit. If you look at it in the 4-2, probably the one as well. I'm going to probably make it the most clear. Looks like, you got a nice trend line that's been forming. You could, I don't know, this didn't touch, but I mean, you got 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not 1, 2, 3. Almost touch, and now we're about to trade back down through it. If we can trade back down through this, technically, this is a breaker, so you'd be looking for a nice fair value gap, like some nice volume here, and you trade back down, back up into this breaker area, this order block, right? And I think we would continue downside, at least to try to close out, trade past the order block, which would give you a nice 100 pips probably in foreign currency, right? So, I mean, I think there's going to be some nice moves Monday, Tuesday, potentially. We just got to watch out for that, see about what we can take advantage of. And then after that, we'll just have to see. So, yeah, I mean, those are my thoughts. I'm majorly bearish. I said higher, but I'm going to have to change that. It's a short-term bearish. Be the way we're going, at least for now. Same thing. So yeah, y'all. I think that's really all I have. Just want to get on here and kind of talk with y'all, see if anybody might have a question or anything like that. But doesn't look like we have any of that. I did post to the Twitter to see if people would hop on. So I don't know how many people we got from the Twitter. But I don't really be tweeting all that much just because I'm trying to keep my head clear. When I get on Twitter and fall into a wormhole of watching how everybody is winning and doing all that stuff. And honestly, bro, it can get discouraging if you're not on that, that winning tip yet. You're not funded yet. You're not bringing in real money yet. It's like, you're just kind of doing the best that you can as far as, trading and, doing whatever challenges you can do to try to get an account. I would say it's no sugar in this thing, bro. Like, when you invest real money and you lose real money, and you gotta just continue to put your best foot forward and learn and do the best that you can. But at some point, you just gotta turn and make that decision to say, "Hey, man, I'm going to be successful. God willing, I'm going to continue to do everything that I need to do to be successful, and I'm not going to sacrifice my anything. I'm not sacrificing no soul. I'm not doing that. Like I'm not on that. I worship God and I put Him first, but then I can honor Him through being the best that I can be, right, in this stuff. So that's my plan, and I won't compromise my faith for trying to be successful in Forex. But what I will do is work hard and give glory to God through my success in Forex. You feel me? So like that's just one way that I look at it. But it's no sugar, man. It's like it's stuff you really have to keep your brain functioning properly and in a positive mindset to execute. And that's why sometimes it don't help to be seeing everybody else, because it can make you jealous. It can make you have feelings that you don't normally have. You don't want to be feeling like that when you're trying to do something. You're trying to, take yourself to the next level. So that's just a word to the wise. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing. What everybody else is doing is not the most important thing. What's important is, what are you up to? How are you moving in the market? How are you getting better today, tomorrow? You know what I'm saying? So that's my little message at the end of this. But yeah, man, we lit. I got my video out, so I'm about to watch some football. Call my dad back. Yeah, we out here. So y'all be blessed. Have a great Sunday, and we will go rolling. See y'all tomorrow morning. So you can get a little hour live session. Check out the market. All right, I'm about to give y'all a little end screen. Let y'all listen to a little music, and yeah. Here, this is facts. I enter right here. It's a demo, but I'm just showing you my executions. I enter right here after the impulse. We already talked about why I entered. I entered because of a order block on the higher time frame, 15 minute, and fair value gap, and I waited for a lower high, got in on the impulse. Boom. I waited until price gave me what I wanted price-wise, till I got to my goal. You don't have to wait all day, all right? Me personally, with a 10 lot size, trading the FTMO $100,000 account, if I can get $2,000 to $3,000 in a day, I am so happy. If I can get $1,000 profit in a day, and that's all it gives me, I'm fine with that. Okay, it's all about stacking profits up day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year. It ain't about big profits. Now, I left the trading because my stops are at a profit, and I'm in the same direction as my higher time frame bias. I have the leverage. Okay, I will leave my trade in until price gets to that next level of liquidity, which at the time, what I had been targeting, let's see, what was I, if I can remember, what I had been targeting, to be honest with you, I was targeting this lower sell side liquidity, to be honest with you. But I like to have a modest target in case, that doesn't happen. So I think, where was I? Okay, here is where I was it? Alright, I'm a little lost again. Okay, here is where I was. Yes, this is where I had taken the trade, and I was targeting this sell side liquidity